In this video, we are going to learn how to use a reference record to recover invalid values. So when we are handling invalid values or even missing values, the methods that are available include using null, replacing the invalid values with either median mode or rounding off to the nearest business rule. However, the most reliable method is the reference record. So for instance, I checked earlier in one of the columns that has invalid values is age. So when you click the filter drop down, we can see we have a customer whose age is -5. And when you scroll down the list, you can see we have another customer whose age is 150 and another whose age is 200. So when using the reference record, we usually look for things like customer ID, because customer ID uniquely identify each customer. But in this case, we can see we don't have customer ID, we just have customer name, and we cannot use customer name to uniquely identify each customer because two customers can have same name. So in this case, we are going to use more identifying columns. Maybe we can use now customer name, gender, and region to uniquely identify a customer. So for instance, we can check one of the customer whose age is invalid. So we are going to uncheck everything and just select one invalid value at a time. We can start with -5. So we click OK. And we can see one of the customer whose age is invalid is Mary Jones. So we can see she's a female and comes from Nevada. So what we are going to do, we are going to go back to customer name, check if we have another Mary Jones who is a female and comes from Nevada, but their age is valid, and we can use that valid age to replace the -5. So when we go back and uncheck everything and just select Mary Jones, we can see when you scroll down the list, we can see we have so many Mary Jones, but now we are looking who is a female and comes from Nevada. And we can see we have one here, Mary Jones is a female and comes from Nevada, and we can see her age is valid because it's 69. So we can use this 69 to replace -5. So that is the manual way, but in this video we are going to learn how to automatically recover invalid values. So the first thing is to create a customer helper key. This is a unique identifier now that we don't have a customer ID. So we are going to combine the three columns, that is customer name, gender, and region. So we are going to call it customer key or customer helper key. And to combine the three columns, we're going to use this formula equals the customer name is in B2, and we're going to use a separator to separate customer name and gender, and gender is in C2, and we use another separator to separate gender and region, and region is J2. The next step is to extract the invalid values, and before we do so, let's check our table name. So when you come here to the table design, you can see our table name is table 5. So we are first going to extract one invalid value, and then we are going to edit the formula so that we can extract all the invalid values. And as you can remember, the invalid values were -5, 150, and 200. So the formula is as follows: equals filter table 5, and the column that has invalid values is age. So we see where age equals -5. So you can see it has extracted all columns. We have the order ID, customer name, we have gender, age, but now age is just -5, and all other columns. So I need to edit this formula so that we can only have the customer helper key and the age column. So here we are going to edit this column. Instead of writing table 5, we are going to use the choose function. So choose, and because we want 2 columns, so we are going to write 1 and 2. And now we are going to include the customer helper key and the age column. So table 5, customer helper key, and table 5, the age column. So as you can see now, we have the customer helper key, and we have the age column. So we also need to edit this formula so that now we can include other invalid values such as 150 and 200. So we are going to come here and we are going to include a bracket here, and we are going to say to add plus to mean or. So we are going to include table 5, age, where age is 150, or table 5, where age is 200. So now you can see we have all the invalid values. So we are going to copy these values and paste them as values so that you can be able to transform this data into a table. So, and now we can press Ctrl T and OK, and we can see our table name is table 6. The next step is to create another table that has now valid values. So we are going to have customer helper key and age, but now age will have valid values. So when you come to our original data set, we can see the age column. The valid values start from 18 and they end at 70. So we can create a business rule whereby we say let the minimum customer age be 15 and let the maximum customer age be 90. So to create the second table, we are going to use this formula, equals filter, and we are going to use the choose function, and we still have 2 columns. So table 5, customer helper key, and age, and now we are going to use the business rule. So table 5, where age is greater or equal to 15, and we use star to represent end. Table 5, where age is less or equal to 90. So you can see we have our customer helper key, and only valid age values. So we are going to copy this data and paste it as value so that you can be able to convert it into a table. And now we can press Ctrl T, and we can see our table name is table 7. So when you come here to the age column, we can see now we have only valid values. The next step is to use the XLOOKUP function so that we can be able to recover these invalid values from here, from this table 7. So we are going to create a new column. Let's call it new age. and you're going to use the xlookup function. So the formula is as follows: equals xlookup, and you're looking up this one from table 7. So we are looking it up in the customer helper key, and we are returning the age. So as you can see, we have been able to recover some values, but some values have not yet been recovered, so they have created an error. So now we can use other methods such as null. So we can include another function, the if error. So if we have an error, then it replaces that error with null. So we are going to include the if error function. So equals if error. We are going to have null. So as you can see now, the values that were not recovered have been replaced with null. The next step, we are going to transfer this new age to our original data set. So we are going to use the xlookup function and the if error function because we need the valid values to remain as they are. So we are going to create a new column. Let's call it new age. And we are going to use the if error function and the xlookup. So equals if error. So we start with xlookup. So we are going to look up this one in the table 6 in the customer helper key, and we are going to return the new age column. Else it remains as D2. If it gives as an error, it replaces that error with D2. So when you come to the future dropdown, you can see now our minimum customer age is 18 and maximum is 70, and the invalid values that were not recovered have been replaced with null. So that's how you automatically recover invalid values using a reference record.